Good evening. Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals and ConciergeBullion.com. Here in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea, man, if this could be the classic saying, the calm before the storm, even though we're not going to get it, I don't believe we're going to get it here on the East Coast, southern East Coast of Florida. We'll see the effects from it. Hopefully no power outages, but got a big one coming up the pike, folks, for my South Florida peeps on the West Coast. I hope that you're prepared and you've got everything you need together. And this is a unusual storm, Ian, that we have coming up. Most of the storms kind of hit direct on with Florida. This looks like it's going to skirt up the surface, but take a look at this. 81 degrees out, beautiful evening, absolutely dead quiet, and we can't blame it on the hurricane because it's been like this for weeks right now. This is typically our best time of year for European tourists and Canadian tourists, and for the locals to get out there too, but it's just quiet. It's just quiet out there. It's the calm before the storm. Something's going on financially. Are people sitting at home staring at their TV sets and their computer screens? I don't know, but it's awfully quiet. Two folks out there enjoying a lovely evening, almost a bit glassy. If you take a look at that ocean right there, it looks like a lake a little bit. Well, let's take a look at the hurricane here, straight up the coast of Florida. And I know this is a gold and silver and precious metals show, but this will affect the economy here. I mean, if it closes down any of these oil areas right here, if it moves to the left slightly, which it very well could, even at this point, you could see some issues with gas, or you're still going to see gas and oil deliveries because the ports are all through here, and travel is going to slow down out of these ports as well. So this will affect the economy and the oil prices for certain. Meanwhile, take a look at this straight up the pike to my western Florida coast here, our western Florida coast. And again, you southwestern and northwestern panhandle folks, I hope you're prepared. It's something we talk about in our show all the time, being prepared financially, but also being prepared not just against big economic storms, but real storms like we have right here. All right, well, I'm going to get into today's quote for the day, and it's by Ted Butler. Of course, you know I have great respect for this man. If anybody understands gold and silver markets and where they're going and why they're going and how they're moving and who the players are and who the scumbags are, it's Ted Butler for sure. And let me read this to you. This is from his most recent newsletter, and I don't mind sharing this with you, and I hope he doesn't mind either. And I plug him quite often, and I highly recommend you get his newsletter. I don't get anything for return for saying this, and in fact, nothing at all. I pay for my subscription as well. But, you know, the man knows what he's talking about, and comforts me on a lot of different levels, especially when I see prices get monkey hammered like they are. And certainly it was outrageous, and Ted is talking about the slam down that we've seen, the monkey hammering we've seen on Friday, also the monkey hammering we're seeing today, and that the root sorry about that, and that the root cause of the price smash can be directly traced to the very same cause of every significant precious metal sell-off over the past 40 years, namely intentional and deliberate positioning of futures contracts on the COMEX. All right, we talk about this all the time. Once again, the collusive and manipulative commercials rig prices lower in order to induce counterparty managed money and other non-commercial selling so that the commercials could buy as many contracts as possible. This was borne out in yesterday's COT report on gold, which confirmed and exceeded expectations for last week's sell-off involving commercial hoodwinking of the non-commercials. And Ted goes on to say, before I kind of end it here, is what makes this continuous price and positioning manipulation so outrageous is that it is conducted in full view of the regulators and those dutifully commenting on the ongoing scam and fraud. Ted Butler, Butler Research. And again, if you are interested in subscribing to Butler Research, it's like $30-something a month. Well worth it if you invest a lot in silver, or you're a silver talking head, or you're another silver dealer out there, gold and silver dealer watching my videos. Highly recommend that you subscribe to Ted's newsletters. But he nails it right here, folks. The only reason that we're seeing that these stupid, ridiculously low prices is because of crooked commercial positions in the COMEX markets and the LBMA markets as well. There's nothing realistic about the price discovery in the gold and silver markets. Really, there isn't. It is wholly manipulated by large commercial banks that have these huge short positions. They're not there to speculate. They're not there to hedge. They're there simply to drive out the big money, the long money, the big money. Oh my gosh, I forget, the managed money. They're there to drive out the big managed money. And again, counterparty managed money and other non-commercial selling. This is exactly what they do. It's been a rinse and repeat for 40 freaking years with silver. But silver is such a small market, and they've got away with it so long. They actually jumped into the silver. I'm surprised it's held its own, and knock on my freaking wooden head, because again, never underestimate these criminals. Did I think that I'd see gold sub $1,700? No freaking way, man. But again, I've said it over and over and over in my videos. Never underestimate these fucking criminals in the COMEX, criminal COMEX, CRIMEX, New York Globex markets, as well as the LBMA markets. I'm telling you, folks, the price discovery is just plain broken, just plain screwed up. Because it has nothing to do with the real world supply and demand out there. There's a big demand and a small supply of gold. There's a big demand and a small supply of silver out there, yet you're seeing lower prices, and you're not seeing any capitulation by any retail gold and silver physical sellers out there, none whatsoever. In fact, you're seeing the opposite. You're seeing the draining of these COMEX markets, the draining of the SLV market, which would indicate huge demand for silver and gold. Meanwhile, you're seeing lower prices. Come on. Really? Really? It doesn't take a fucking genius to see this stuff. Meanwhile, what does that mean? Well, it means don't get disappointed, folks, because it's easy to get disappointed when you see these frickin' rock bottom basement bullshit prices that we're seeing with the gold and silver prices and platinum as well. It's just pure manipulation and crooked markets. And man, all right, I get to repeating myself there over and over. Ted Butler nails it exactly over and over as well. And the reason that the regulators, as he mentions down here, do nothing, absolutely nothing, because if they do something now, they'd have to admit that they've been incompetent or complicit for the last 40 frickin' years. And they can't do that for a lot of reasons. First off, they're never going to admit that they're fucking idiots, and they're never going to admit that they're crooked bastards as well, as much as the markets that they're supposed to guard. The hen guarding the chicken coop, so to speak. I think I screwed that one up. But no less, thanks, Ted Butler. I appreciate that, and all you folks out there should appreciate Ted Butler just as well, because in a crooked card, again, of course the market's rigged, but if you don't play, you can't win. And if you want to win in a crooked market, first thing you need to know is how the crooks manipulate these markets, how the crooks play their crooked games, and how they get away with it. Once you know that, you can stick it right up their asses. And how do you stick it up their asses? Continue to buy physical, folks. Continue to buy the physical metals. Gold and silver has been around for 5,000 years, has outlived platinum, has outlasted empires, currencies, corporations, people, you name it. Long-lasting, good track record. So keep buying these precious metals with a great historical track record for at least preserving wealth at these rock bottom frickin' fire sale prices created by crooked motherfuckers in the COMEX market. I'm sorry, I'm a bit angry, but we all should be. At some point, you need to speak up. And I certainly do, don't I? Dollar index. And what is a dollar index? The dollar index doesn't mean you buy more shit. And I say this all the time, and some of you are probably sick of hearing this. This just means that the dollar is up against the other turds out there. And for example, let's give you a good example of the other turds. While gold prices are down in the US dollar and have been trending downward in the US dollar for some time, take a look what gold prices have been doing in the British pound, which has been tanking. Remember, strength in the US dollar doesn't mean the US dollar buys you more here unless you want to go be a tourist in Europe or something like that. What the strength in the US dollar here means, and DXY and dollar strength at 114 is that it's strong against the other turds like the UK pound and the euro and all the other fiat turds out there. Take a look at the price of gold and the fiat pound turds. Up, 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 up. Gold's doing well. I mean, if you're in Great Britain and you got out of your pound turds into gold, you're actually doing not too bad. Wealth preservation, man. But not so quite the same with the U.S. dollar for sure. So it looks like someone's trying to get in here, and I'm going to have to tell them politely that I'm closed. But no less, I can't help myself. I feel like opening the door, but he should know that we're closed. And I can't talk to him right now. Sorry, sir, we are closed. He's going to come to the window and wave at me. Yes, and I am doing this video live in LBTS. So, anyways, let's take a look at today's market prices. Again, rock bottom, solid, low numbers here. Gold's currently sitting at 1622.94. At pretty much close to its low at the end of the day here. Market is closed 1621.99 and a high of 1649.56 on gold. And silver currently 1837, a low of 1835, a high of 1905. Currently, again, sitting at 1837 to close. It's going to open up here in what, another 45 minutes or something like that. And platinum at 1848.49. Folks, these prices are just plain cheap, super cheap, and rock bottom numbers right now. Highly recommend that if you haven't bought right now, we got to be close to that. Could they hit sub 15 or sub 16 on gold? Very possible, but I'm going to get into something else because you know what? As cheap as these market prices that you're seeing with gold, silver, and platinum COMEX markets, the real stuff, trying to buy the real stuff in bar form or coin form is just getting harder and harder to do. Not only is it getting harder to do, it's also getting more expensive. I'm going to get at that in a moment. But again, folks, this is like buying gas at bargain basement prices. This is like buying any kind of food that you eat with bargain basement prices. But even better, it's like buying money, real money, at bargain basement prices. And why are the prices so bargain basement? Well, it's because of the crooked MFers. But they're providing you an opportunity, so don't get disappointed about this. And if you're sitting here waiting for these markets to go up, you know, I feel bad for people that are in a bad situation. They have to sell their gold and silver markets. Some dealers that are not hedged very well have to do the same thing in this market. It's tough on them because you're not hedged, all right? So these lower prices kind of hurt you. But no less for the people that are buying and still buying and able to buy physical gold and silver and platinum, man, this is just like a gift to you. But with the premiums, it's kind of sucking a little bit as well. By the way, this is the evening report. A toast to all my friends out there with a nice red wine that I have for a sip of the night. And that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Let's take a look at the gold and silver prices. Where is my spreadsheet? And my gosh, I just put the darn thing up there. There it is right there. Sorry, make all that noise on the computer, moving it around like that. My understanding is that gold bars, which has always been the number one has been the number one go-to product that I've been telling folks here. You know, stick with 1 ounce gold bars. Unless you are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, then you can buy larger bars right there, and it won't matter too much. It's worthwhile. But stick with 1 ounce gold bars, folks. We carry Valcombis primarily, but there are delays. It looks like even the gold bars are starting to get hit. Gold prices across the board are getting hit. It looks like that the premium is up a little bit on gold bars, but even more so in 1 ounce gold eagles. $20 has been a $20 price increase both on the buy and sell end of gold eagles. Gold eagle, man, take a look at that. There's somebody out there buying the shit out of gold eagles right now, folks. Let me take a look at the other products out there. Maples, too. They're just gold and silver. I'm looking over my spreadsheets, dealer buy prices and dealer sell prices, and they're up across the board. And for you folks out there, that the small percentage of you folks out there that don't really pay attention to what I say and are going to immediately say, it's greedy fucking dealers doing this. It's not. Their buy prices are up just as much as the sell prices, folks. Gold eagles up over $20 higher than they were. Maples up as well. Krugerrand seems to be a delay in delivery out there. So KRs are going to get a little bit scarce for a little bit. Maybe even the premiums will go up. But meanwhile, bars are still the best deal out there. Buffaloes are about 15 bucks cheaper than Gold Eagles, which is surprising. Gold Buffaloes have not seen the exact. They've gone up a little bit, but not the same increase that we've seen with Gold Eagles. As far as silver goes, folks, man, it's just silver bars. Let me put it in silver here, right here, so you can actually have something to look at while I'm talking. While I'm blabbing at you, silver bars here. What is the best deal out there in silver bars? Kilos. 100-ounce bars, more than kilos. I'm really surprised on the wholesale end of it. On the buy and sell side, 100-ounce bars are more than kilos right now. It depends on the product, but for generic products, hundreds are a little tight right now. And kilos seem to be the best deal out there. 10-ounce bars, 1-ounce bars seem to be the next best deals. But again, looks like there's going to be delays in delivery on silver as well. I'm hearing that a lot of local coin shops and a lot of local bullion shops and the online guys have raised their prices significantly as well. I'll get into that in a moment. And I'll also get into my little sales spiel here, and tell you that I have prices that are better than anyone out there. All right, not better than anyone, but very competitive with the locals, very competitive with the online guys and such. But meanwhile, a lot of people across the country are telling me that their local dealers are drying up on silver, and premiums are going up as well. The buy prices are going up. Folks, these prices in gold and silver that you're saying that we're looking at, right, where is it, right there, are bullshit. These prices are just bullshit, folks. It's that's bullshit paper numbers that don't mean crap when it comes to physical. The physical's drying up out there. Premiums are going up high. And across the board, this market, both these markets are just freaking broken. Oh, you know what I didn't do for you yet? And let me do real quick before I close out this video. And I'm talking to Siri. Hang on one second. Let's do the gold to silver ratio. 1,622.94 divided by 18.37.
The answer is approximately 88.3473.
Looks like we've gone up a full 2% there, 86 to 88%, or 88 to 1 ratio. We were at an 86 to 1 ratio not too long ago, 88 to 1 now. Wow. That ratio widening quite a bit. Man, I'm telling you, folks, these prices, I wish I had a crystal ball, because I would have waited and bought a lot of stuff at these numbers right here, even as much as recently here too. I didn't expect gold prices to be much lower than we've seen them. And of course, if you know, in the last several months, I didn't expect silver prices to be much below 20, but here we are. But you know what? But usually means everything you said before was a lie. And it kind of was, because I always knew, not a lie, but I always knew, and I've always said in my videos that never underestimate these crooks. Never underestimate this crooked, broken market called COMEX and the LBMA. All right, with that said, let's move into best deals out there. Again, folks, I told you what they are. I'll get into where you can get that best deal at here at the end of my videos as well. Of course, I'm going to be talking about myself. So stay with me here. Let's move into Friday's video, which was SLV in big trouble, question mark, exclamation. Thanks, Marcelo, for doing my titles there. Thumbnail titles, I appreciate it. Nice one there. And I'm going to start from the bottom to the top of yesterday's video and answer some questions, since I have some time and I have a full glass of wine here, so I can freshen up here. Give me 1 second. I meant to tell you to close your eyes if you get dizzy. Maybe not argue with that BS detective. Christine Napolitano says the vaults are being drained. If they keep manipulating lower, they're going to be in big trouble. India and China are buying a huge amount of silver. Exactly true, Christina. Gene Baker says I went to the coin store to sell some of my silver and gold. I was offered $50 below spot on my Gold Eagles. You know, Gene, I love shopping local, and I love telling people to go to the local store, especially when they live in my area. But man, that was just taking a cheap shot at you right there. $50 below spot, considering that I would pay you, hang on 1 second, what would I pay you? On Gold Eagles, just for one or two, I would pay you the gold price plus and wholesale buys around plus 80. So I'd pay you a plus 35, plus 40 bucks for your. Man, I'd pay you $90 an ounce more than what your local dealer's offering you on Eagles. That's pretty tough, man. Find yourself another dealer. I don't think this guy's really a bullion dealer. Mostly probably a coin dealer that dabbles in bullion. Not his bad, but you need to find someone better. Your Silver Eagles were $1 below spot. That's ridiculous. I think currently, what would I pay you for your Silver Eagles here in small quantities? At least for today, in small quantities, I would pay you the silver price plus $7 or $8 an ounce on your Silver Eagles. So that's significantly different. And let me turn that phone off there and turn this one off. Sorry, I didn't mean to ring that in your ear. Okay. I think in a crunch, people are going to have a hard time realizing the value from selling. You know, it just depends, Gene. Gosh, I feel bad that you didn't find a good local, but you may have to travel a little bit outside your normal area and drive a little longer and find a different guy, because that's just crazy. All right, I hope that's not the norm across the country. Michael, what's up? What happens if one doesn't play? Well, then one just stays static. You know what static is? It means stays status quo. And in this world, you can't stay status quo financially. You can't sit with dollars under your mattress. I wish you could. If you did, you'd end up broke. Over time, you know, dollar fiat just keeps buys less and less and less. There's nothing true about dollar strength, folks. Christino keeps stacking, and Ricardo Staplefield says a huge manipulation is only making silver better investment. Exactly true. Rasputin, thank you as well. Enjoy your comments. Zane Underwood too. Vinny Ward Dog says enjoy your comment. I enjoy you too, Vinny. I appreciate that. Town Center says Beyond Meat. I'm going to blow this up a little bit. SLV, there's a real meat, physical gold, so imitation. I like that. Good comparison there, Town Center. Thanks. Have a great day. John says silver is $18.91. Not now, man. It's even lower than that, John. 78 cents to the monumental president raised premium over $1. Yeah, and I don't think I don't know Monumental Metals. There's a lot of good guys out there, like myself and other precious metal dealers, but. Across the board, the product costs me more, folks, and delivery times on a lot of stuff are even further out. I'm blown away that 100-ounce bars are going to be longer delivery times than kilo bars and other bars. But I guess all the distributors out there have different delivery dates, so a lot has to do with who your dealer's distributor is or distributors, and what the delivery times look like on certain products. Thanks, Juan. Appreciate your comments there. Critical Thinker says silver is never in trouble, only vulnerable to paper manipulation. Exactly, 100% there. You got it right. We got it right. Thanks. Jerome Cardinal says put the pure video on, not the charts. Agree with you on that. And don't keep the charts on. If you notice, I haven't been looking at the charts. You know why? Because all I'm doing is just confirming what we know, and confirming that these markets are so freaking crooked, and that the price discovery for gold, silver, and platinum, even in the charts, it's just bullshit. It's nonsense. And when they go this low, the only logical, rational thing to do is, if you got money, buy more physical. You know, if you don't, just wait it out and I won't say be thankful that other people get the opportunity to buy at a lower price, but be thankful that they've taken a commodity that's 5,000 years old and made it super cheap and on a fire sale. That's my opinion. I'm sticking with it. I bought 1 ounce American at $16.50 spot, but I paid $180 premium. Yeah, that's about where they're at right now, Shep. $180. Not even 2 weeks ago, they were a week ago they were $160. They got up $20. American Eagles got up. I have a feeling that the big whales out there, some whales are out there buying American Eagles, American Silver Eagles, American Gold Eagles, and other American Gold products, as well as 100-ounce bars now and larger products. So, I mean, the push is on, man. And again, if there was any such thing as supply and demand, you would think that the price of gold and silver would be up dramatically, but it's not. And that tells you that the price discovery is broken and how crooked these markets are. Brandon says purchase a few more ounces. Good on you, Brandon. Limpton. Oh, sorry, Linda. I didn't mean to bought that. I put the LY and the MPTON. Linda Compton, what's up? Don't ever apologize. You and the best. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate that, even though I just combined LY and MPTON. Oh, my gosh. All right, long day, and cheers to you. A sip to you, Linda. Salty Dog, interest payments, and depression is here. Good luck with that. Let's go, Salty Dog. Joey, oh, yeah. I went out on a ride yesterday. Man, it was freaking humidity here like 110%. It was miserable, even in the shade. It was just so humid here. Even though the temperatures are down, the humidity lately it's because of all the storms and all the water out in the air. But tough ride for me. Glad you had a nice ride there, Joey. By the dip, William Davis, Silver Liner says, I can't imagine high inflation in the rest of the world. At one point under Trump, the DXY was 90 and gas was upper $1 to lower $2. DXY is, yep, it's crazy shit going on. Kyle Miller says, is it the right time to go into gold? Let us know in the comment section. Kyla, you know, is it the right time to go? Let us know in the comment section. You know, that's really an opinion-based thing, but gosh darn, based on where it's been, I think that it's a gift at these prices. So is silver, in my opinion, but especially gold seems really cheap. Thanks for commenting, and I hope you have yourself a nice day. Chuck's Tough says, according to Tom Luongo, I love that guy. He throws a few F-bombs out there, too. Whom I heard on Arcadia Economists on YouTube, the Fed is going to do purpose punish European globalists to take their euro. That's an interesting concept. I haven't listened to Tom in a little bit. I'll have to do that. Again, big fan of Tom Luongo on YouTube and also on Twitter. And kind of follow him out in both of those places out there, even though Twitter sucks. Thanks for watching, Chucked Up. Appalachian Adventure says, did you say Critter 19? That's a cause. And I agree with you. He did lock down everything. But it wasn't just him. It was the whole system across the board, created by a bunch of fucking idiots like Mr. F. -U-C-I and the likes of those kind of people too. But anyways, thanks for commenting, Appalachian. Love that area of the country, the Appalachians. James Lagar, thanks for interesting, informative video. Oh, thank you, I appreciate that. John Gordon, what's up? Ooh, damn, dude, I like your positivity there. I think that I'm hoping that's exactly true. And throwing out the F-bomb as well. Good day, John. Hope you're having a great week. Relax, man, and we'll have our day. John Lynn says, is another Black Monday coming? Will it be Monday or next Monday with a... ooh, interesting. I don't think it was today. We did have a kind of a fall today, but I believe we're having a systematic takedown and that the Fed is intervening, as is the Treasury Department and the equities markets like the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ. I believe they're intervening. I really do. I believe they're dumping money in there to try to not have these overnight declines, these huge declines like we saw in 2008. I think they're just letting it go slowly and providing a little bit of money to prevent overnight falls. But again, that's my conspiracy, and I'm sticking with it. And if you don't believe me, just read about the presidential plunge team, or the you know, what they call the plunge team, the presidential working group, and then you'll understand more why it's very likely that they are intervening in those markets and why we haven't seen an overnight crash in the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ. Again, that's just my opinion. I'm sticking with it. Plenty of tourists from Quebec visiting the coast of Maine. They're not in Florida, Jim. They're usually on the beaches here with the German tourists and the European tourists. But again, let's take a look here just for shits and giggles. Nope, they're not out there. Wow, that water looks beautiful. Very tempting. Makes me wish I was on my boat right now. Okay, I just lost where I was at. And Jim, what's up? Let's go. Tree Climber, Big Bad MS. I've been hearing about silver. For if it is really manipulated down, the price is artificially way too low, then why would it be snatched up by retail customers? It is, though. If you're new to this Big Bad MS, yeah, it is. People are snatching up all kinds of silver. Retail silver is being snatched up. Investment firms are stupid, really. They follow algos. They're run by college kids that haven't a clue what they're fucking doing and don't remember anything but stimulus government since 2008. Why is it still available? Above ground availability is slimming out. Pay attention to my videos, sir. Appreciate that. Or ma'am, I'm not quite sure who you are, but whoever you are, I respect you a lot. And I appreciate you watching my videos and commenting very civilly. Imagine the price of the house were artificially depressed. You could buy new homes for... Well, if the house is not artificially suppressed. The housing market is artificially inflated. So is the equities markets, in my opinion, but artificially inflated. By who? It's the Fed. It's the Fed, folks. It's all about the Fed. It's all about the Fed, big badums. But anyways, why isn't there a silver shortage? You can buy it retail for as little as $2 to $4 over a spot. And that's too much as well. Where's the shortage? Well, the shortage is in the, again, pay attention, big badums. Pay attention to what I'm saying. Watch some of my videos and you understand exactly what's going on. And you won't be making comments that are a bit off. Hey, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Patrick Starr might be good buying the U.S., but with the dollar going through the roof, it just makes it dear to buy for the... Exactly true. Pay attention to what he's saying, big bad MS, because Patrick's got it right, and so do the rest of the commenters out there. Gene says, I'm buying, new to buying silver, and CJ going out is more popular, the premium is lower. Again, I'm all about buying cheap premiums, Gene. Buy the cheapest premium that you can if you're stacking silver. If you're collecting, then that's a whole different thing. Rich5310 says BlackRock threw Butler's letter in the toilet. So fuck off. Fucha. I'm sorry, I pronounced that wrong. Fuch, come on. You can't even go to F-bomb. You can't even pronounce an F. I say F-bombs. You can't even spell it out right there, Rich5310. So regulators, Fuch off, Ted. Come on. If you're telling Ted to fooch off, then you obviously have no clue what you're talking about there, Rich5310. But I'll give you a little bit of doubt that you had a couple wines or a couple glasses of coffee, a couple cups of coffee, a little edgy or a little drunk, and you don't know what you're talking about there. Having to do the excessive leverage and margins. Correct me if I'm wrong, but again, a little rough on you there. Thanks for watching my videos. I appreciate it. And that's it, folks. I'm calling it quits. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea, brick and mortar in South Florida. If you're in South Florida or you're visiting South Florida, visit us between 10 and 4 Mondays through Fridays, and we will sell you gold, silver, and platinum cheaper than any of the locals and cheaper than the online sellers like APMEX, SD, and JM Bullion. Also, Miles Franklin as well. But most of all, on you folks that, not most of all, but for you folks that don't live in South Florida, I'm still going to recommend that you find yourself a good local dealer unless if you're spending more than, or if you're buying more than 2,500 ounces of silver, more than 100 ounces of gold, and you live anywhere in the continental U.S., call us at conciergebullion.com. I made this site specifically for people looking for larger quantities that live outside the state of Florida or outside my particular region. And I can certainly beat the prices of APMEX, SD, JM Bullion, APMEX, Miles Franklin, and all those other good guys out there that I really respect. And the reason that I advertise to beat them and I bring up their names specifically is because they're respectable companies. And if you're going to be competitive, who are you going to be competitive against? Good, respectable companies, and I am. So if you're looking to buy gold, silver, and platinum, you live in Florida, and larger quantities, you live outside of Florida, call me anytime. And boy, I can tell you I'm hungry, and it's the end of the day because I'm starting to speed up my talking. Hey, thanks for watching. Have yourself a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.